Jalen, man, it's good to see you in the Florida State Garnet, Florida State Gold, coming over, transferring from LSU. Give me just first impression now that you're done with your first spring at FSU. What's the transition been like, and how's it been so far?
The transition's been very well. Like it's been hard. It's been a real hard change. Like it's from coming from LSU to Florida State. Like the way the coaches interact with the players and how the intensity is in practice is real different. Like we get pushed hard, but it's only going to bring the best out of all of us.
Yeah, was it I guess that first time Norvell came in just screaming good morning at 6 a.m. I mean, that must have been a bit of a literal and figurative wake up call for you. But so you're from Miami. You went to LSU right out of high school. You were there last year, and then you came back to your home state this year. What went into your initial decision to go, check things out of state, and then what kind of led to you deciding to go into the portal and then ultimately coming back to FSU?
Um, the reason I chose LSU was because of the rich tradition of receivers coming out: Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, Odell Beckham, Jarvis Landry, just to be, just to follow in those guys' footsteps, like just to see how things are going at LSU and how they became the players they are now in the NFL. Like they're some of the top players in the NFL, some of the top receivers. So I felt like I can do that. I can go to LSU and become a star in Louisiana and become one of the big next players out of LSU to dominate the league. And my decision to come back was I wanted to come home and put on for my state. Being out there and seeing how the whole team was from Louisiana and like they were so hard, like they rep Louisiana so hard, and I was like, let me come home and rep Florida, pretty much.
No, and dude, I think that makes a lot of sense. And I mean, you have this program has now put two really notable guys in the league at your position last year, right? And Keon Coleman and Johnny Wilson. Did you get to interact with them at all? I know they were obviously coming out as you were coming in, but what were some of those interactions like, if you had any?
Yeah, I think we was watching one fight at Johnny's house. That was the most interacting I had with those players. I seen Keon come in and out the building a couple times, saying what's up, how you doing. Keon is a cool, funny dude. Like he's always making jokes. Johnny's also always making jokes. They're good people to hang around.
Yeah, man. So again, we're gonna take some questions, and Jordan will throw them on the screen. Folks, drop in the chat anything that y'all want to ask. But Marvin Allen asks, "What's your favorite route to run?"
The one that gets me the ball. But my favorite one out of all is probably the post route. I love how you can change it up. You can corner post, you can stem inside and break it off the safety's face, and then that's a route that I can show my speed.
Yeah, and your speed's no joke. I mean, what was your top time in the 400?
400, I think about like a 46, 47.
Jeez, man.
Yeah.
So yeah. You have legit track speed, right? Like you were what, a state qualifier in 11th grade, and then took 7th and 12th grade, something like that in track.
No, I didn't run track my 12th grade year. I enrolled at LSU early.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you ran 12th. Okay. But you had
grade,
that track speed opened up though. I mean,
I had the #1 time in the country for a while until my cousin broke it.
Okay.
Yeah, he broke it.
Jeez. All right. So Fast Family, James B with the super chat, $25. James, thank you so much for supporting FSU athletes directly. What is different about Dugans from any other coach that you've had?
The difference, with Dugans is like he's a mentor. He teaches more than just football. He teaches about life. He cares about his players. He's always on top, make sure we're doing well, make sure we're straight, make sure we have everything we need to be the best man and the best player that we can be. Like Dugans, he's basically like a father figure to all of us.
And how cool is it, when you look at him? I mean, obviously, everything you just said about him as a leader and as a coach, but he's also done it at this school at the highest possible level. Like, how cool is that, or how helpful is that really, that he can say, look, guys, I was on a national championship competing team at your position at this school?
It means a lot to all of us because like he did it. He did exactly what we're trying to do now. So he's basically giving us the blueprint to be a great receiver at Florida State. He teaches us like it's more to the game of football than just going out there and make plays. Is the impressions you leave on people. Is like he mostly teaches, like when we in the meeting room, Dugans, he'll talk about life also while he at the same time while he's talking about plays. So when he'll tell us stories about his teams back in the day, how they were always competing against each other, how they didn't let anybody slack off, and then we just try to do that within our group.
Yeah, no, I mean, again, if anybody knows how to do it, it's a guy that's done it, and he's done everything he tells you all to do. FSU Johnny 24 wants to know, what player do you compare yourself to the most?
I try not to compare myself to players, but I feel like I can be like a Devontae Smith, like a Justin Jefferson, a player that can pretty much do it all, can play inside, can play outside, can get open pretty much.
Yeah. And Barry Cohen wants to know, on our team, who's the hardest DB to catch against?
The hardest DB probably be AZ. He's the hardest. He's fluid. He has speed. He's patient. So he's going to put his hands on you. So he's not a pushover.
Yeah, no, I mean, AZ is a very talented cornerback. I mean, I can imagine going against him one-on-ones isn't a ton of fun. Makes you a lot better, but there's got to be some days.
We make each other better.
Yeah, absolutely. Brian Chavez, $25. Thank you so much for the super chat. Again, folks, throw your questions in the chat. Make sure y'all like this video. Got 315 of y'all. I actually can't see the like count, but whatever. I'm going to pretend I can and pretend it's too low. So make sure y'all like this video. Hunter Gray wants to know, what separates Mike Norvell from other coaches you've been around?
What separates him is just how involved he is with every position on the field, like each side of the ball, special teams, offense, defense. He's in the special teams meeting with us, coaching us on special teams. In practice, he goes to each group and coach up every group. Like you've seen in spring in the videos how he runs down the field with the linemen. Like I haven't been with a coach that does that before.
I'm not confident I could sprint 100 yards if I tried, much less race Division I athletes. So, it's and I'll just kind of share the anecdote. I mean, the energy is like, it's not a show he puts on. I mean, that is like, I've seen
it's every day.
Right.
Every day.
I don't see him as much as y'all do, but I've seen him in like the Monday night show he'll do down at Kush's. Like he is coming in, screaming, yelling. He's doing the same thing at 5 a.m. I mean, it's insane.
Every day. Like, he has so much energy.
How much of that does he was obvious to you during the recruiting process? Because I know yours, again, it was quick. It was the transfer portal. Like, was he like that as a recruiter? Is he just like, hey, this is how I'm going to be? And what was that like appealing when you were looking at the school?
Well, it was appealing coming out of high school because I came to Florida State almost every weekend. And every weekend he brought the same energy, yelling, being energetic every single time. Like it was never a day when he was like down and low energy. He's always brings it every day, and all it does is just builds the energy within you so you can go do what you need to do. So he's loud at the beginning of the meetings, and we go out when we firing on all cylinders in practice.
Yeah, no, absolutely, man. So let's say maybe, Joey, I'm gonna hijack your question a little bit just because we talked so much about Norvell and Dugans. Maybe besides those two, which coach pushes you the most?
Coach Atkins, Coach Yak, every coach on the coaching staff push every player, no matter what position they play. DB, receiver, O-line, every coach pushes every player. They want everybody to succeed.
So then let's talk about the strength coach. How are those squat parties here? Was that a new experience for you?
Them squat parties are amazing. There's so much energy, so that you see the team, the love between teammates, pushing each other, cheering each other on to max squats. Like Cam, when he squatted 495 or something like that, like the whole team was just there cheering him on. Like I I think that was my first squad party ever. Like, I never had a squad party, and it was amazing.
Yeah, and I mean, how much does that carry over? Not just from, I mean, that one max out day we get to see. To I guess, well, like Luke asked, right? How are the Coach Storm's workouts treating you? Like, how much does that kind of energy and that bonding, I guess, atmosphere carry over to like these summer workouts y'all are in right now?
Like, you go through bad times with your teammates, and like you struggling, you tired, you're exhausted, but with your team behind you, they feel like you feel like you can do anything, and that's just what they trying to build in between in us. Like fourth quarter, everybody's tired, but you look at the person next to you, you look at the person behind you, everybody's like, let's go, let's do it. And it just gives you the energy to go to the next play and the next play and the next play.
Yeah, man. So I knew we'd probably get this one. Brian Howell wants to know how much of an impact did the regular season games versus FSU play into your choice to be a null?
It didn't play it didn't have any impact on my decision to be a no. When I was coming out of high school, the top two schools were Florida State and LSU. But that game didn't do anything.
They didn't like watch the game. We're like, maybe.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
it was not like, maybe I should be there. Nah, it wasn't like that.
Oh man, Barry Cohn with a $50 super chat. Barry, thank you so much. He says, "Love your attitude. Keep pushing each other." TB number one. Not a question, but Barry, we really appreciate the support, man. Genuinely, and everyone in here. Rick Wilson, what's your favorite restaurant in Tallahassee? You found a good one
I
yet?
haven't been to that many, but Table 23 is really nice.
Okay.
It's a nice little laid back area. We went as a receiver group, had some breakfast. It's a nice restaurant.
Got like the big porch out there. You can
Yeah.
go outside a little bit if it's not a million degrees. Speaking of the room, Dave Doherty, any competition between? Well, I know there's competition in the room because y'all all talk about competition. But let's who's the fastest? Who's the best route runner? And who's maybe the one you're most competitive with personally?
Most competitive with personally, probably Malik.
Okay.
I feel like I know I'm the fastest. I'm the fastest for sure. And the best route runner would probably be Jakai.
Okay. A lot of people have said he's able to do some really interesting
he's
stuff.
able to do some crazy stuff. Like,
What is it about him that makes him is it just his knowledge of how to adjust the routes to the defense, or what makes him so good?
His
And what
knowledge,
from him?
how he tempos his routes, how fluid he is, how he's able to avoid defenders, like everything. Like, he's a real veteran.
Yeah. No, and Austin Hack, I don't know. Have y'all seen the schedule yet? When you guys go to Ireland, will you have any non-football time to sightsee? And is there anything you're looking forward to about that game in Ireland?
I'm just looking forward to my first game as a Noel. I want to make a big impact for my team and for Tallahassee, just going out there focused. Yeah, it's going to be my first time out the country, but at the same time, it's a business trip. So we got to get the job done.
The one shameless plug I'll throw in is the nice part is going to be the weather. It'll be like 100 degrees in Tallahassee leading up, and I think it'll be around 70 degrees at kickoff in Ireland. So you get the nice cool weather. Perfect time to wear one of those battles in quarter zips. We got them on the website. But no, it's the weather's going to be absolutely gorgeous, and it's perfect football weather. So how's DJ looking? I assume we're talking about quarterback DJ. What it's a really broad question, but how's it been getting familiar with a new quarterback, and especially someone with the arm strength of DJ?
Being with DJ he's doing real good. Like, as a receiver core, we're building a connection with DJ. We're building trust with the deep shots down the field. DJ is learning, like, he's picking up the playbook really well. He's also being a leader for the whole offense, for the whole team at that. Like, DJ is really mentor. Like, we talk to DJ a lot. He's how can I put this? Yeah, he's basically a real good leader.
Is it helpful having someone else who's obviously in the same boat as you as a transfer to kind of like, have someone who's older and has gone through it to kind of relate to and be able to have that shared experience and be learning some stuff together as well?
Yeah, with both of us being transfers and both of us being new, all this is new to both of us. So we're going through it together. We sit down and talk all the time. Me, him, Malik, all the receivers, all the quarterbacks, Brock. We just sit down and talk. Like the transition is the same with all us. Like, yeah,
Yeah, no, it's just cool to hear y'all talk. I mean, like transfer, not just how quickly y'all bond
yeah.
and form that connection. And Glenn Elliott asked, do you have a favorite former Seminole? It doesn't have to be Ron Dugans. We will tell him, count him as number one. Other than him,
Other than Ron, Dion was nice. Dalvin Cook,
okay. Actually,
Dalvin Cook,
got a little
Miami boy.
got my Dalvin Cook trading card. Keep it right by the desk.
Yeah, I gotta. My
Huge
favorite
Dalvin Cook
has to
guy.
be someone from the South.
Yeah, man. No, Dalvin. Now Dalvin always played his best games against Miami. How excited are you to play
I
against the home
can't
team there
wait
this
to
year?
play against Miami. I can't wait. I feel like that's gonna be the game. Like the whole Tallahassee is gonna know my name.
Do you have any like holdouts in your family that are maybe still Miami fans that you just want to maybe make be quiet for a day, or is everyone in the family now that you're here like full on
Oh
FSU now?
nah, it's some still. My family's gonna always be Miami fans, but we just gonna have to change that when we play against them.
I love it, dude. So, what's your favorite tradition at Florida State that you've seen?
Um, the walk, what is called the Legacy Walk, I think it's
Yeah,
called.
yeah. When y'all walk
We-
in, when they walk in off the bus and everyone's there, and
Yeah, that's always like it just gives you energy to play. Just feeling the love from all the fans and everybody, like just coming to see us play, cheering us on. It just builds up energy for us to go out there and then just put on a show for all you guys.
yeah. No, I'll be honest. It's one of my favorites as well. I mean, our tailgate's kind of right there, and I will say the hammer that breaks the rock has added a
Oh yeah,
dynamic to that
that's
tradition.
I want to break that rock so bad.
We're gonna save this clip. That way, when you have your a breakout game and you get to, we'll pull this
Yeah,
thing up because that
I'm gonna
thing's no
break the
joke.
rock. I'm gonna break it at least 2 times this year.
All right, we'll
Yeah.
mark it down. We got two more questions for you. Tony the Tiger asks, have you seen a difference from what you experienced from FSU DBs versus LSU's, and how's this DB room looking in your opinion?
The difference, they're a little bit more aggressive. Florida State DB is a little bit more aggressive. They play a little bit more press. At LSU, they didn't really press a lot, which is helpful for me because I get to work on releases and stuff like that. But and then the physicality.
Yeah, that's we got a pretty big DB room. I mean, you said AZ Thomas, he's 6'1". You got Q is a big guy. You got even over in the safety position. I mean, Shy Ashland, like we got some guys with some serious size. Charles, who we're going to talk to him as 6'1". I think he's up to 195 now. So
Yeah,
definitely a room that will help you practice getting off press man coverage type stuff.
yeah.
Yeah. Dave Doherty, last one for you. Asks, who talks the most trash on the offense and who talks the most trash on the defense?
The most trash on the offense is definitely Malik. Sometimes we got to tell him to be quiet. Like, he talks so much trash. But on the defense, it's definitely Shy. It's definitely Shy. He talks the most trash. Like, I don't know, like where he get it all from, but it only makes us better, and it only make us mentally stronger for when we play against other opponents. So it's good.
Yeah, no, I remember practice one. I just listened to the two of them going, and I was like, it was almost like their own little show happening, but they were still
Man,
lining
they
up,
should have
running
a
every play,
reality
playing at a
TV
high
show or
level.
something.
It's crazy,
They
man.
need a TV show.
Well, dude, we really appreciate you stopping by for your. We'll really being the first guest on the first live show with me being remote, which will eventually I will be back down there. But thanks for coming by, man. Much appreciated, and we
No
very
problem.
much looking forward to the first time you're breaking the rock this season.